Already halfway through the 2 o'clock hour and excited to welcome back Julie and Nick from Sunflower Bean. How's it going?
Hey, how are you?
I'm doing great. We're really excited about the show tonight. We're heading out to the Blue Room at Jack White's Third Man Records, Sunflower Bean touring with Gift. Doors at 7, show starts at 8, all ages event. This is your first time playing the Blue Room, right?
Yeah.
It is.
We've heard amazing things, so we're very eager to get over there and see what it's all about.
Thank you for coming by and being by the station because, yeah, we're gonna let you go out there and do your sound check at the Blue Room. I think it's one of the most unique venues on the planet because Jack is just kind of this super creative guy, and you're gonna notice little things. So that's gonna be fun to see you out there.
Yeah, I heard it's really, specified for especially touring musicians, and it just feels like this whole city is kind of like that. I've had the pleasure of being here a couple days and going to the Country Music Hall of Fame.
Oh,
and
really?
RCA Studio B, and I've just had a really amazing time on this particular run. So I'm feeling the Nashville love.
Well, a lot of bands move here from Brooklyn.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. I have some friends here who've done the move and they're having a good time.
Sometimes we lose bands to Brooklyn, though. So it's,
right.
it's a two-way
trade.
I always think
street.
it's funny when you land at the airport and there's all the guitars, like the statues of guitars in the airport. I'm like, in this city, I'm like the businessman, like I am like the upstanding citizen.
That's
where in every
right.
other city, I'm like the scoundrel.
You're the suit.
I love that. That is so awesome. Well, congrats on another great record, Mortal Prime Time. I feel like the single Champagne Taste, which I think you're going to play, kind of feels like a title track to this record with having a different title.
Yeah.
But it's in the lyrics.
It's in the lyrics.
Yes, the refrain of the song is the title of the record, Mortal Prime Time.
But, with this record, we were really interested in kind of, I feel like we took a lot more influence from the 90s than any of our previous records. And we were just really interested in kind of like that dissonance but how you can make it really beautiful. And that's kind of what I think about with this song in particular. It's supposed to create that kind of tension and that intrigue.
Well, I'm excited to hear this version of it. We got the acoustic guitar off the wall. Since you're playing this one, which we do have the video cameras, you can take a peek.
Yeah.
Volume.com/lightning100. You get to sign it. You have to sign it.
Oh.
I don't know. There's a good 30 or so signatures on there.
Yeah, this one's almost out of room. I did grab it because I think it's the nicest one.
Okay.
There's the least space. I think everyone had the same thought. They're like, oh, we're going to grab that one.
Steppenwolf.
Yeah, there's been some good signatures on there over the years. So we'll have you add yours to it. Tonight's show at the Blue Room is going to be plugged in and electric. So an exclusive unplugged version right now. This is Sunflower Bean. We are live on Lightning 100 with Champagne Taste.
All right, ready? Mm-hmm. 1, 2.
Hey babe, I like your lips. Even more, I like your claws. It's mortal prime time. You look good in my head, even better in my arms. Hey, it's mortal prime time. 'Cause I got the champagne taste. I know you wanna take a sip. And I've been down so long, I don't even know I've been here. I'm here. Oh, yeah. Hey babe, let's go out tonight. I wanna spend 10,000 large. It's mortal prime time. the champagne taste. I know you wanna take a sip. And I've been down so long, I don't even know I've been had. I'm had. So push fingers into my eyes, but it doesn't hurt a bit. When I'm finally dead, well, I guess that's just it. That's it. Oh, yeah.
Lightning 100. That is Sunflower Bean live here in the studio. It is tonight. We are going to get to see them out of Jack White's Blue Room at Third Man Records. They are touring with Gift. It'll be Gift opening for Sunflower Bean tonight. Doors are at 7. Show starts at 8. All ages event with tickets and info at theblueroombar.com and sunflowerbeanband.com. Touring in support of that 4th LP, Mortal Primetime. And just another great record. Time is time and a place is a funny thing, and it was 2016. I had to look this up. It was the summer of 2016. We first met you here as a radio station, the backstage at Bonnaroo.
Yeah.
Yes. God, that was so cool.
So if that's the summer of 2016, that's 9 years ago now.
Yeah.
Wow.
And somehow we're just getting younger.
You know what? I wrote down when I was taking notes, getting ready for you. You said something that just really struck with me. You're the youngest you'll ever be. And right, here in Mortal Primetime, thinking about mortality, and you're the youngest you'll ever be, because it's like when you're young, you want to be old, but then like once you're an adult and you realize, you really are the youngest you'll ever be right now, because every time you look back in a photo, you're like, oh, I looked younger there.
Well, I think being a musician, it kind of puts you in a state of arrested development in a way, especially a touring musician. But at the same time, you get to live your life built around, doing something that is so tangible and, putting your hands on wood and creating an experience for people. And I think in a way that keeps you kind of inherently connected to the moment. And I think musicians get a little bit of, for all of the hardships that come with it, there's also like you're doing something really fun, and you're connected to that youthfulness and that excitement about the world. And I think that's one of the gifts of doing this.
I feel like that's what you feel a lot in the audience at a show too, where you're experiencing you be in the moment, and there's a shared collective of the group experiencing that together and getting to have this moment. It's why we keep going to shows.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. To just, transcend everything that's going on in your life and get that moment where you're just out of yourself.
And something I love about Nashville is I went to Skinny Dennis the past couple nights, and I just saw the coolest house bands, and I really think the world would benefit so much more from having bars where you could just show up and see such a high level of musicianship, and just like having people there listening and drinking and being together. It's like the creating that for the fans and for the people is like just as important as being able to perform it. It's just so great for the culture.
It really is honestly insane, the level of musicianship that you see at just any bar in Nashville. Like, there's no other city in the country or in the world I've been to where you walk in and you're just like blown away by how every single person knows every single song that they're about to play.
I saw a 4-year-old play the fiddle. I swear to God.
I'm just like, damn, maybe
Well,
I know.
sometimes I see artists kind of reference it on stage where they realize, especially if they're playing like an instrument that they're not as confident on, and they're realizing that the audience out there is maybe a little bit more talented than some of the other
Just anyone in the
audiences.
audience, just come up on stage and take this thing for
Can
the
we-
next
maybe
one. Help me out here.
Intimidating, little intimidating for the folks on stage. We have Sunflower Bean, Julia and Nick, Olive getting to have lunch right now.
Yeah.
She'll be at the show tonight. It's an all ages event. Gift is going to be opening for Sunflower Bean. I know recently you got to play in Brooklyn at the Warsaw. How was that show? I guess that was last Thursday, and that's like your only New York show. You said it's the only New York show of the year.
Yeah.
And it's hometown. You know, how does that feel getting to play there?
It's really amazing, and New York shows are always super special because all three of us are from there, and we have an incredible community of artists around us in New York that help us do everything related to the band, whether it's stage design or the album cover or the music videos. And it feels like everyone's there and it's everyone's show, kind of. And then the party in the green room always goes on too long, and then the venue is like, what are we hosting, a wedding? Like, there's literally 150 people back there. Like, we need security and that whole kind of thing. So it's always overwhelming and amazing.
We also do, like, I feel like even if the album hasn't come out and we're playing in New York, we always, it always feels like the celebration of the album. And so we were able to do stage design. We were able to bring in a cellist because the album has some cello. We were able to have a mayoral candidate that we really love come and give some remarks, and just really stuff that connects us to the city and our relationship to the city, and really like our values. And I want to make sure that our fans everywhere, but especially our fans in New York, know how much we want to give them a show that they will remember, and we want to give them a really musical experience that is pushing what we've done the last time, because we just take it seriously, going to a show and performing a show.
Well, we're excited to have one right in our backyard tonight.
Yeah, I'm excited too. I can't wait to live up to the standards, I hope, of these amazing Nashville musicians. I'm gonna give it my all.
Now you're sounding a little bit spiteful. Now you're like,
No, I do get nervous, but I'm hoping that it will be a great motivator, and then I'll just have a great set on the bass tonight.
Well, trust me, we're not all great musicians. I'll be out there in the audience to be wowed.
There's got to be some regulars out there.
There we go. We have Sunflower Bean, and they're going to play another one from the most recent record, their fourth LP, Mortal Prime Time. Tell us about Nothing Romantic. Do you remember writing this song or anything about it?
Yeah, this was a song we had a few iterations of, and then I remember you kind of brought it back, kind of making sense of the instrumentals and how we could make that chorus feel really impactful.
Yeah, it had many iterations. There was one demo I made that sounded like one of the slow Metallica songs, and I had to delete that really quickly. And I think the song's really interesting because Julia and I really collaborated on the lyrics really heavily on this one, which is cool.
And I think, sometimes, I think most times when you put out a record, you get more time to like interpret what it even was that you did. And I think lyrically, there's the first level of the story, which is, kind of about the trying to personally dispel the myth of the tortured artist. But, there's another, I think, some level that's kind of come forward to us now in the context of the whole record, which is just, that need for connection with your community and with people at large, and kind of the epidemic of loneliness that we're all facing in this increasingly isolating time. Yeah. So I think it's one of those cool things about actually putting out the music, is that sometimes the whole thing gets deeper.
I love it. Well, let's take a listen. This is the stripped down acoustic version. There'll be full-blown electric tonight out at the Blue Room. It's Sunflower Bean and Nothing Romantic on Lightning 100.
Cool.
Ready?
Yeah.
sea, where I used to think my suffering made me immortal. Heartbreak was a portal to my honesty. There's nothing romantic in being alone. I don't wanna be the last lonely soul sitting at the bar drinking alone, waiting for God to take me home when the devil said heaven is closed, waiting for you, but you'll never show. There's nothing romantic in being alone. When I reached the peak of Isolation Mountain, there was only aching in my misery. I drew your face in the ground. After leaving all your kindness, I was blind and sightless to your belief in me. There's nothing romantic in being alone. I don't wanna be the last lonely soul sitting at the bar drinking alone, waiting for God to take me home when the devil said heaven is closed. I'm waiting for you, but you'll never show. There's nothing romantic in being alone. Being alone. Being alone. Being alone. There's nothing romantic in being alone. I don't wanna be the last lonely soul sitting at the bar drinking alone, waiting for God to take me home when the devil said heaven is closed. I'm waiting for you, but you'll never show. There's nothing romantic in being alone.
Lightning 100 Sunflower Bean live. Nothing romantic. That is from Mortal Prime Time. It is in stores now and wherever you get music. And I imagine you got some with you on tour. Can we have a merch table tonight?
Oh,
Absolutely,
yeah.
yeah.
Excellent.
We have the deluxe vinyl with us actually that has 5 tracks. It has 5 tracks.
I think five.
It has 5 tracks. I always think it's 4 for some reason that are
exclusive to the vinyl.
exclusive to the vinyl, so they're not on streaming yet. And we signed a bunch of the vinyl as well. So, yeah, it's really cool to get the records out to people.
Well, pick one up at the show tonight. Sunflowerbeanband.com, theblueroombar.com. You could probably Google Sunflower Bean or probably easy to get there if you're not remembering the websites exactly. But I'm so grateful to have you here today. It really sounded great, and I love the new record.
Thank
you so much, and thanks for having us.
It's great to be back.
All right, we'll see you tonight at the Blue Room. Doors at 7, show starts at 8. All ages event. It is summertime already here in Nashville.
Oh,
It is
yeah.
humid.
Get those kids in there. Something to do.
Come have some fun. Gift is going to be opening for Sunflower Bean tonight at the Blue Room.